All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Incentive Concepts Live. It's Andy Hudson with Incentive Concepts, Director of Marketing, episode 79 of this amazing series that we started back when the pandemic happened in lockdown mode. And we're just glad that you joined us today. We're going back to basics here. We've had a few technical difficulties the last couple episodes doing our on-site episodes. So back to basics a little bit today, but we have an amazing episode planned for you. So make sure to stay tuned in and grab a cup of coffee or a cold drink and join us here. But hey, listen, it's May. It's a little rainy outside here in St. Louis, but May is all about the kids getting ready to finish school and get ready for summer. It's also Mother's Day weekend coming up. And since this is called BBQ King for a Day with Broil King, or maybe since it's Mother's Day, it should be BBQ Queen for a Day with Broil King, we'd like to hear from you in the chat and tell us about your mom's favorite grilling recipe, whether it's something she made or something that she loved to eat. Put it in the chat, and we want to hear from you. What's your mom's favorite grilling recipe? For my mom, she was known for an amazing pork tenderloin marinated, which we are making tonight, a matter of fact, at the Hudson household. A little bit of asparagus on the side, rice, and a lovely garden salad. So anyway, put that in the chat so we can see what everyone's mom's favorite grilling recipe is. Now, also before we get started, we want to give a warm shout out and welcome to the newest Incentive Concepts team member who just joined us this week. And her name is Allie Marlinghouse. Let's put her picture up here. There she is. And it's always great for somebody new to say to join the Incentive Concepts family. So warm welcome to Allie, and thanks for watching. We're glad that you're here. Remember, tell us your mom's favorite grilling recipe in the chat, and we'll put it up there. It looks like Mike Donini said lamb. Okay, that looks good. Sounds great, but maybe there's some other things in there. Brett Sanborn, welcome, Allie. We're glad to have you along. So hamburgers made with teriyaki sauce with corn on the cob from Kim Thorne. Thank you, Kim. You've watched a few times, if I'm not mistaken. So, okay. With that, let's bring on our first guest, which is my favorite co-host, at least my favorite one today, VP of Sales, Kevin Hagan. Kevin, how are you, my friend?
Good, Andy. How are you? Always a great welcome from you.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, come on. I'm just messing with you. You know that. I
know,
love you. So what's new in Chicago? What's new with you?
Just running around. We've had recently a Incentive Concepts brand show in Minnesota, which was great. We had a lot of our factories out to talk to our customers directly in one location. So we brought some people to a hotel ballroom and walked them around. It was a fantastic show. So it was just good to be out and see a bunch of customers and get our factories involved with seeing people directly. It's been great.
Awesome. Yeah, for sure. And Broil King was one of those brand partners, and I know
Yes.
that's who we're featuring today. What's it like to work with an amazing brand like Broil King?
Broil King's been a partner of ours for a very long time, and it's been great partnership on both directions. They help us out all the time, and specifically Jason is just tremendous to have working with, and him at the show just this week. And not to get into too many personal things, but he's just so helpful beyond what he does for his own brand. He's helping Incentive Concepts clean up afterwards and get the showroom back to where it was when we first walked in. So a great partner and a great friend. So it's awesome to work with him.
Okay, that's why we invite him so he can clean up, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
exactly. Okay.
He's a shrink wrapper.
Yeah, now we've won some awards with our episodes with Jason, and they're always fantastic. So let's bring him on now. The one and only Jason Radford from the Broil King factory in Waterloo, Ontario.
Going on,
Jason Radford, how are you?
What's up, Jay?
How you doing? Do you like my new Dallas show, Kev? They truly do suit me.
There you go.
So, how's everybody doing?
Awesome. Jay, we're doing wonderful. Mary Pat Mitchell, we were talking about mom's favorite grilling recipe. She put my mom was all about the barbecue ribs. So thank you, Mary Pat. Jay, what about your mom? What about your mom? Did she have a favorite grilling recipe?
Cedar plank salmon on the Broil King. My mom always likes that during the Mother's Day and when I'm grilling, and then obviously like swordfish. She's a big fish person. Also a lot of shellfish, shrimp. So that and a bottle of white wine, and my mom's happy.
Awesome. Awesome. Cool. Hey, it sounds like fun. Okay. We'll have to invite her to some of our functions then. But listen, so tell us where you're at today and what do you have planned for us today?
I'm going to keep the head on a swivel today because I am in the barbecue original manufacturing facility in Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. This was our original one. We now have the one in Dixon, Tennessee, and Huntington, Indiana as well. Everything, like we said, we manufacture here in North America. And we're going to just kind of give you guys a quick tour. Unfortunately, the Wi-Fi doesn't allow us to get to the very back of this massive facility, but all the grills start from way back there is just flat steel. All the presses are back there. Everything else, all the print, the castings, everything all starts from the back of this facility. And we're going to walk you guys through the actual, we call the horseshoe, where the actual barbecue goes and actually see the whole boxing process of a Broil King barbecue. On top of that, you can actually see how much of the grill is actually assembled in our factories, which makes them easier to be put together. We've got this great, as you can see, this place is clean. Okay, when people think a barbecue factory, ISO certification here, everything is done very professionally. We've got great, I agree with this quote right here, quite possibly the best barbecues on earth. So we're going to take you guys for a quick tour down here and then show you the office, as well as we're going to meet up with Ben right up in the showroom here, which is a really impressive showroom. So,
okay, great. Great, Jay.
Right,
so let's see if we can get you featured. I know our producer's been trying to get you featured on the full screen. There it is. Perfect. So let's rock it. Let's rock and roll here and tell us what we're looking at right here, first of all.
So what you're looking at here is actually what we call the horseshoe. So essentially that whole head casting of the barbecue is assembled. This facility has 3 lines. Right now we're actually in selling season for grills. This place is actually a little slower than it normally is because we've already built all the grills for the summer. So we've got 1 line running here. There's actually 3 in this facility, 5 in Huntington, and 2 in Dixon, Tennessee. So when we want to ramp up, we can make a lot of barbecues. So what you can see is the castings over here, all the burners. As you can see here, here's a grill right here going together, rear burner going in. You can actually see how we pre-assemble all the stuff that people don't want to deal with at home. So all your fuel lines, your valves, everything else. Here's the valve line. This gentleman here is putting the valves together. We've got test valve system.
All right, so we're breaking up a little bit there, but Kevin, the cool part about Broil King is according to their website and Jason and all that, is everything is made right there in North America, both in Waterloo where he's at and a couple other facilities. Where are the other facilities in North America? Do you know offhand?
Huntington, Indiana, and then in Tennessee as well.
Right. Dixon, Tennessee, maybe. Does that sound right?
Dixon is where the smokers are made, and Huntington, Indiana are the other grills.
Okay. So why does that matter for people?
Well, as Jason kind of mentioned there, it's mostly assembled. So the piece that people get very anxious about putting together are the gas lines, connecting the gas lines, connecting the igniter, getting all that stuff kind of set up is a pain, and it's very difficult to do if you're doing it from scratch. And when it's made in the U.S., obviously most of that is built right there. We can ship it in bigger boxes because it's shipping out of the U.S. We're not concerned about how many cartons you can get on a container. So when you're looking at it from that direction, you want to break that grill down as much as possible in as many small pieces as you can to get in that smaller box to fit more on a container to optimize your pricing. Cool. So that's what the competitors are doing, and it's just more difficult to get when it's on the back end. As a recipient of the product, it's much easier to have a Broil King grill and put that together and with a couple of beers versus a competitor that can take a 12-pack to put together.
Okay. Well, a couple beers sounds plenty for me. But hey, listen, now when people RSVP for this episode, we're going to just show some of these right now because Jason's going to be rejoining us here in a few seconds, we hope. But people got to put in their ultimate dream barbecue menu when they RSVP'd. So let's go ahead and look at what some people put in. And first of all is Susan Walla from Merritt's. Oh, wait, hold on. What? We put Kim Tepley's up there, but go ahead. And, there we go. Kim Tepley's Carolina barbecue sauce over pork ribs with a grilled Caesar salad and grilled corn on the cob, and of course, an adult beverage. So
Cool.
thank you, Kim. Jason's back, but we're going to keep going through some of these submitted recipes here, Jason. So what else do we have?
So what
else
we're going to do now that we've seen the factory, we're going to work our way up to the showroom, which is really cool.
Now, see, it's not just me that gets Wi-Fi issues sometimes. Let's look at a few other comments here. Let's have our producer put one up on the screen, and we can talk about other people's comments. So, what do we got there, Katie? Let's share a few more comments. Cheeseburgers, lots of them, by Jeff Kierton. Hey, short but sweet, but I like cheeseburgers too. What type of cheese is your favorite, Kevin, on a cheeseburger?
Colby Jack, I think, is probably usually my standard.
Yeah, I like Swiss with some mushrooms. That's pretty good. What other ones do we have on here from people? One more comment before Jason comes back. Hold tight there, Jason. Cheeseburgers with fresh homegrown Indiana tomatoes and lettuce. Okay, that's great. And then from the live comments, we have Sherry Lindberg. She likes having lobster tails, fast and easy. Sherry. We gotta go join you for dinner sometime. But that sounds great. Okay, Jason, you're back. Sometimes we have technical difficulties, but where are you at right now?
Now I'm at the front entrance of the Broil King HQ. So a couple of neat things here. Some of the history of the company with the origination of onward manufacturing starting from 1904 till today. So this company has been around for a very long time. We've got the nice entrance here, some of the history of onward manufacturing, which is right here where they were making fasteners and hardware, and then onward hardware in the 60s and 70s. And then obviously we started building grills in the 80s. Here's some of the original history of the company. So, this place has been around for a long time. They know what they're doing. So now we're going to go to the fun part. So we're heading up the stairs, and you can see, it's just great artwork in this place.
Let's feature one more submitted comment here of the dream barbecue recipe here. So let's put one more up on the screen here, and we'll see what somebody else submitted. Grilled chicken, vegetable kebabs, and grilled asparagus by Susan Walla from Merritt's.
Perfect.
Love that.
All right.
Sounds healthy. Sounds delicious.
Ready for the greatest place on earth? Hold on. Here we go. Now we're walking into Broil King town. So this is the main showroom at Broil King. So
love it.
It's amazing. There's tons of things. We've actually got a meeting going over there, but proudly made in North America.
Love it.
If you look at this facility, and it just keeps going. So what you see with these Toja displays are a lot of the displays that we use for retailers all over the world. Europe, we're sold in many, many countries around the planet, but you can kind of get an idea of the capacity that this company is capable of. Like, we have a fantastic lineup within Incentive Concepts, but it also extends a lot further to other areas, and accessories galore, and all this. And now look who's here.
All right, there he is, the one and only, the man with the plan.
The man with the plan. But also, how badass is this kitchen? Inside with your grills inside. All the main things. This is Jeremy. This is actually Ben's brother, who's also one of our company chefs. And once again, the artwork is just fantastic around this place. So we know what we're doing. So Andy, say hi to Ben.
Hey, Ben, how are you?
Everybody else, it's good to see you on the broadcast today.
Ben Street, how are you?
Kevin, how are you?
Good, buddy.
Good.
All right. Well, what have you got planned for us today? They're here in the kitchen, Ben.
Well, you gave us the challenge of, let's give people some of that ultimate backyard barbecue stuff. But as Jay and I were talking, it doesn't have to be hard to be tasty. People really get sucked into, and I was glad to see it in the comments, that everyone wants to keep it easy, right? But when you're talking about barbecue, sometimes people want to go off the deep end, get crazy, tons of ingredients, super long cooks, all of this stuff. If you want to be a fire master and a grill master, it's a fun hobby. If you want to impress your friends with an amazing meal, anybody can do it. And that's what we wanted to throw together today. So some of the items we've got some grilled stuffed peppers. We're talking 3 main ingredients. You've got a pepper, cut it in half, core it out, a little bit of cream cheese. We use a little bit of herb and chive cream cheese, shredded cheese on top, bake them in the grill. They get nice and soft, crispy cheese, super easy. 3 ingredients. Jeremy's got 2 garnishes he's thrown on top of this. So an extra easy item to put together. Roasted potatoes. Do them on the grill. Keeps any of the oil out of the house. You've got potato wedges here. Olive oil, pepper, salt, a little bit of rosemary. Roast them up until they're soft and tender, nice golden brown. Perfect on the grill. Pizza, the easiest way to get your kids to eat their vegetables.
There you
Easy
go.
to do on the grill because on a Broil King grill, you can get it nice and hot. And then we'll get
Okay,
to the
one
steak
thing,
sandwiches.
Andy. Why did
Yeah.
we do the pizza?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, Jason, because they were giving me grief about doing pizza. But today's giveaway is an actual Broil King pizza stone. Let's look at that a little bit closer there, guys. But it's fantastic that you can, make it for the kids or even for yourselves right there on a grill. So just go to incentiveconcepts.com/pizza-stone. And you can enter for a pizza stone. But before we move on to the next section, I want to talk about our featured recipe submission. And let's put that on the screen now, because this is the person who we are going to feature on something today. And that's Leah Claykamp from Merritt's Motivation. So Leah, great job. She says she loves having a good beer, bratwurst or burger, and add in some corn on the cob and other grilled veggies. And that is her dream barbecue menu. So pretty simple, but also pretty cool. So Leah, in addition to featuring your barbecue recipe, we're going to give you one of those pizza stones as well. But let's kind of narrow in on her recipe now.
So obviously we had to do the burger. That was a very, sought after imported recipe that a lot of people did. So we had to do just a classic burger, keep it simple, little veg, nice grill marks on it. These were all handmade, and we used the Broil King burger press to put them together. You can add things like a fried egg to your burger, caramelized onions, lots of different things. But we're going to turn it over to Ben, and we decided that we were going to kind of take a twist to it, and we'll go a little more gourmet on the actual sandwich itself. So Ben's going to show a classic.
Yeah. So like we said before, make it tasty, but make it easy. Burger, you start with a great patty, and then you add your ingredients. Like Chase said, a fried egg on a burger, all of that gooey egg running over top of it, lots of people love it. Maybe some sauteed onions, a couple other simple toppings. We're doing a steak sandwich because for meat eaters, it's the best way to entertain your guests. You're going to start with a perfect New York strip steak. You're cutting it into slices, putting it on a great toasted bun, some cheese, some arugula, some chipotle mayo. That's it. We keep it simple. We like the 5-ingredient rule. So I grilled up some steaks just before Jay got up here. I've been watching the broadcast actually from the showroom. And I've got a New York strip here. I'm going to cut this into some nice thin slices.
No pressure, buddy.
No pressure. I know. It's like I might have done this a time or two.
Oh, wow. It's
okay
like he knows what
this,
he's
sir?
doing or something.
Yeah.
So we'll take some nice thin slices of steak.
You're making me hungry here. And by
We'll
the way,
put yours in the mail, Andy. It should
Time
be
out
there
for a
sometime.
second. All right. Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah. And by the way, Leah's getting all sorts of shout outs for winning for being the featured barbecue grill here. So Cindy Hensley says it right there. Yay, Leah. And then Renee Marquardt, you go, Leah. So way to go, Leah. Maybe you're watching, Leah. Hopefully you are, because we're featuring your kind of recipe in a way here. But keep going here, Ben and Jay.
Yeah, absolutely. So we take our steak straight onto your bun. Too much, too little. There is too little. There's never too much.
Right.
All right. Generous amount of steak. We've got some IPA caramelized onions here.
Mm-hmm.
Onions, IPA. That's it. Put it into a pan, cooking them down until they're buttery.
Mm-hmm.
Put some of those on top. Little bit of arugula, because you've got to have some greens on there. It's also got a nice peppery bite. It's a great garnish, great topping to put on top of everything. Don't worry about it getting messy. With something like this, usually for a group, you just put it onto a big plate. Arugula spills everywhere. You've got your steak sandwiches, and then everyone just basically grabs their melted cheesy bun, easy to do on the grill, and they can put that on top. But there's one more step. We need some chipotle mayo. Sure, you can make it, but you can also buy it.
You can
And if you
also
find a
buy
nice truffle mayo, anything fancy like that, it's going to make your guests feel great.
Yeah.
About that steak sandwich. And now you've got that perfect snack. There's not a lot to it. The hardest thing is grilling the steak. And grilling the perfect steak is so easy. Absolutely anyone can do it. This is definitely one of those ultimate backyard barbecue treats.
Awesome. Now, I know this is a very simple recipe, but maybe after the episode, we can email everybody that tuned in a little recipe that you can make up for us. Okay, cool. Now, what type of bread is that on again? Did you say that?
On just little mini baguettes, essentially. You know, soft on the inside, kind of like a mini sub bun. Soft on the inside. You want to get a little bit of crust on the outside for the steak sandwich, but
looks delicious. Looks delicious. Let's bring Kevin back on. Kevin, is your mouth watering right now, or?
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to experience both Jay and Ben's cooking, so I know exactly what that tastes like.
Okay, lovely, lovely. Jay, how does it taste?
Oh man, it's so good.
Okay,
No matter
now
how many times I've had that, that's the perfect steak, and that's why it's called the perfect steak.
Yeah, that is definitely
Yeah.
steak.
Yeah.
okay, so let's go back to Leah's Burger just for a second, because I just want to ask a quick question for people. Just these are going to sound basic questions, but a lot of people don't know this. But what's the key to grilling a good burger, Ben?
Well, you got to start with a good combination of meat. So we have, and actually one of the recipes I wanted to share after this broadcast was our ultimate burger recipe. You got to start with a good blend of meat. If you go out there and get something that's too lean, your burger is going to get dry. So if you can't find medium ground beef, mix pork and beef together, because that's going to give you your fat content. And make a great patty. Keep them cold or cool, because if they're really warm, they're going to get soft and stick to your grill more easily. So keep it cool. Then when you get it onto the grill, don't go crazy hot and fast. Make sure it's done on the inside, but you want a good sear, because if you have no sear on it, it's not going to have that great taste. Just like a steak, you want a perfect sear mark on the outside. Just got a lot more flavor to it with that. And you're getting, as you saw in the intro video, you're getting all that vaporization inside the grill. That's that grilled flavor we love. And I always ask people, whether it's a burger or a steak, what tastes better? A steak you cook in a pan, or steak you grilled on the barbecue? And it always tastes better on the grill because of that vaporization and that smoke flavor. So
Right now,
great sear marks, great caramelization, lots of smoke, but make sure it's cooked on the inside.
Andy,
Yeah.
it's the fifth video I finally get to eat this time instead of doing all the cooking.
okay,
Awesome.
well, that's fantastic. Now, Jason, so whenever I cook a burger, mine stick to the grill. Is there any tips or tricks about it avoiding that?
Oil your grids first.
Okay.
Keep them seasoned. Also, you can do a little bit of oil or actually a little heavier seasoning salt on the burger itself. It's only going to add flavor. It's going to help separate it. Also, you're probably flipping too early. Let the burger sit there, get that kind of crust on the burger, and that'll help it release from the grill.
Okay, Kevin, what are your favorite toppings on a burger? You mentioned Colby Jack cheese, but what else would you put on your burgers?
I play it pretty simple. I just keep it with a little bit of lettuce and pickles.
Okay, and what about you, Jay?
Bacon, maybe some cheese and some bacon, multi-animal. It's really good. Yeah.
So bacon with the side of bacon?
Bacon with a side of bacon. Well, we can do Canadian bacon and normal bacon, right? So
Okay.
That's like two country bacon. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're getting close to wrapping up here. We like to make these go fast, and we want to be cognizant of people's time. But Ben, any other tips or tricks you want to share with us, whether it's grilling a burger or a steak, or heavens forbid, I say pizza?
Yeah, no, I have two perfect tips for anyone who wants to grill. And the first one comes from a lot of I've been cooking with Jay for 17 years now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And when we started out, we would do a lot of shows at different home shows type of things. And there was a chef that went on stage before him once, and he made, I think it was béarnaise sauce or something that's really hard for average people to make. And no one watched because they didn't care. It's too hard for the average person to do. They didn't care. Jay got up on stage and did grilled shrimp for like 5 ingredients, and it just filled in because people were interested in something they could make. So
yeah, top chef in Toronto had 5 people. We had 200 watching us because we did stuff that people can do at home. Yeah. And that's the key. Don't get over your head. Good food does not need a 50-step recipe. It doesn't. Just keep it simple and cook it properly. Yeah. You don't have to get into all this crazy sauces and reductions, and you don't even have to do the low and slow $150 brisket all the time. Just keep it simple. Yeah.
Awesome. For sure. Now, Kevin, we are giving away that pizza stone, which is a smaller accessory item, but still something that's probably useful for most families, don't you think?
Oh yeah, no, it's great. I mean, not only can you cook it on the grill, you can use it to reheat in the oven and things like that if you're in a quick rush. But it comes with it's a great piece, and I think we've sold a ton of those throughout all of our programs.
It's great because it actually has a lip at the back that you can't see, because the problem with a normal pizza stone, if it's not in the cradle, you go to slide under it, it slides off the pizza stone. If you look at the back of the Broil King one, it actually has another lip. So the pizza hits the lip, so you can get the pizza peel under without it falling off into the back of your barbecue.
Wonderful. And it looks like, go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, and in the studio here right now, we're actually only using half of it. Like half of the kit is actually the peel. So you've got the stone and you've got the cradle, which is the best way to cook it. But this thing comes with a full Neapolitan style, like as you'd see in a pizzeria, wooden pizza peel. It's big. The handle is detachable, so it doesn't take up all the space in your kitchen, because when you do put it together, it's serious. It's a serious pizza peel.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So remember, incentiveconcepts.com/pizza-stone. Maybe we can put it in the chat and maybe on screen one more time. There it is. So incentiveconcepts.com/pizza-stone, and you can go and enter for one of those too. And Leah already got one because her recipe was featured. So way to go, Leah. Okay. We are getting ready to wrap up, but I want to tell you about next month's episode because this is fantastic, but we keep bringing our A game here. Let's put that graphic up. It's called Make Waves with Rave Sports. So we are going to spend a day on the lake at Lake St. Louis here in St. Louis with the Lake St. Louis Water Ski Club. And we are going to look at some Rave Sports products, and we're going to feature some of their water skiers and wakeboarders who are probably way better at that than I ever was. But that should be a great episode. That's on June 8th. And it's an earlier start, 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central. So incentiveconcepts.com/live, RSVP for that. We always give away something at these things. So that's a good reason to tune in as well. Kevin, you want to come water skiing with me or?
Yeah, I'm in.
All right.
Let's do it.
Where's my invite on this one, Andy? Come on.
Oh, you can come too, Jay, but you got to cook.
Okay.
You got to cook the lunch.
Yeah. Okay. I'll cook the lunch. Yeah.
Okay. Bring Ben with you too.
Okay.
Any closing thoughts before we end here, Ben and Jay?
Just once again, these have been fun. They've been well attended. I just want to thank everybody for taking the time to watch me for the 4th or 5th time. We've been trying to spin them around a bit, and I think today once again shows you how passionate this company is about grilling, how dedicated we are to creating a fantastic product, and also, we live the brand, we live the product, we live the food, we live the grilling. And as you can see from that factory today, the passion behind it, how clean it is, and how our manufacturing process works. And, we employ a lot of people in North America, and the product speaks for itself. So we just want to thank you to all of our customers that support us in the incentive world. And just want to thank Ben for making another cameo appearance today.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. And a few people had some closing comments. Let's put them on screen real quick. Sherry Lindbergh. That was fun. Thanks. This was fun. And then Dan Craig, our good friend, says, great job, Jay, Ben, and Team IC. Kevin, one more chance for closing thoughts before we go.
Yeah, no, thanks, Ben and Jay and your whole team over there at Broil King. We appreciate the relationship and partnership we have. Anybody who's interested in some grills for your incentive programs or bulk deals, give me a call. We'll get you pricing, and there's all opportunities from start to finish. So we got you covered at whatever any price point you're looking for.
We got lots of stock. So ready?
Yeah, and a lot of stock, which is great.
All right.
So, but thanks, guys. And Andy, as usual, thanks for running this. Great job as always.
Oh, my pleasure. Incentiveconcepts.com/Broil King to see every Broil King that we have, and incentiveconcepts.com or incentiveconcepts.com/live for our live episodes. All right, guys, that's it. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. See ya.